It's no surprise that the first step to good student management begins with rules. However, there are some interesting points when it comes to making strong and fair rules. So on the left here are general guidelines that are suggested through the Assertive Discipline Plan, and then we're going to get into more specifically how to apply it within our April classes. So looking at the general guidelines, the first thing is that the rules should be enforceable throughout the whole class. So for example, we should not make a rule that says no talking without raising your hands. And that's because April program is designed to allow time for students to discuss within their groups or discuss within the class, especially, for example, a creative thinking project. So that rule cannot apply throughout the whole class. What we would want to say is to listen when others are speaking. So the rule becomes very positive and something that can be enforced throughout the whole class. The next point to make is that the rules should always deal only with behavior. So we would not want to say to students, if you get this answer wrong, then you are in trouble. Because that's something that the student may not be able to control because they are just learning. The next thing is that there should be a limited number of rules. If there are too many, students feel very overwhelmed. So that limited number is 3 to 5 rules that are suggested. And finally, students should agree to these rules. So when we are discussing the rules with the students, we can ask them, do you think that these rules are good? Do you want to change any of these rules? So if the students do not agree or do not feel that these rules are fair, then they will not want to follow them. So now how can we actually apply it to April? So the first thing that we want to do is talk about the rules on the first day. We will be holding students accountable for what we expect from them. So the most fair thing that we can do is to at least share with them what is expected of them. Next, we want to post the rules where they can be seen. So we want to post them in a way that's big enough for students to see it from their desks. And we would not want to put the rules, for example, on the board behind the smart TV because that will not be a place that's a constant reminder for students. And finally, we want to start off strong. So it is much easier to be a little bit more strict in the beginning and then ease off throughout the term. If you are, as I was and many new teachers are, more lenient in the beginning, it makes it much, much more difficult to get control of your class. So again, we want to start off strong and then we can always ease off. Okay, moving on, let's look at some good and bad examples. So here on the left, we have a bad example of classroom rules. I will point out, good thing is they only have 5. However, these rules are not expressed in a way that shows that it is important to the teacher. It's on a plain, small, white piece of paper, only black writing. There are so many words, it's probable that the young learners really cannot understand this. So if we look at this good example here, we can see, first off, this definitely expresses that this is important to the teacher. Beyond that, one thing that's suggested for ESL learners is that a picture should go with the rule. So here we have the rule as well as a picture. So it's probable that the students cannot understand the words, but they can always understand the pictures. And if we actually read some of these rules here, they're all very positive. It's not no, 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 no. It's you should do this. So we suggest good things for them to do. So with that, those are a few suggestions for the first step of assertive discipline, which is to make rules.